Students' arrest for racist post sparks free speech debate. So we have the arrest of a Connecticut high school student accused of posting racist comments about a black classmate on social media is being supported by civil rights advocates. But free speech groups are calling it an unusual move by police that raise First Amendment questions, blah, 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 blah. A 16-year-old student is in a classroom at Fairfield High School, allegedly took a photo of a black classmate and posted it on Snapchat on May 7th with a caption that included a racial slur and racist comments. Was
it politically racist comments or racially racist comments?
Good, that's it. We need sound effects. The teen who made the...
It was politically racist. She called him West Wing black.
I really want to see what he said now, because like you have to know now. Like,
I have to know.
Like if there's a difference between politically you're right and racially black, like then which one was it?
Honestly speaking,
which one was he racist towards, the politically black or the racist?
The only way I can see them arresting this kid is if he literally tried to incite
something,
harm on this kid in the picture when he was like, "Man, y'all see this nigger? Kill him." You know what I mean? I got $50 for anybody punch this nigger in his face, something like that. Okay, cool. Take him to jail, learn a lesson, let him out the next day.
Inside,
You know what I'm saying? Type shit.
Like, what are you doing right now? You don't do this. Exactly.
Because that could lead down to...
Yeah.
But just look at this banana-loving monkey. That you can't just take me to jail for that. What is that? I don't know.
Where was I? The teen who made the post is white, according to the black student's mother. Police in Fairfield, Connecticut, arrested the student on a state hate crime charge of ridicule on account of creed, religion, color, denomination. Wow, I was struggling. I'm sorry. Nationality or race. The misdemeanor dating back to 1917 has been called an unconstitutional infringement on free speech rights by the American Civil Liberties Union of Connecticut and some law school professors.
I'll say this, though. In 1917, I would not have agreed with these motherfuckers because they was probably arguing for the right to be racist in 1917. But 2021, you're taking it too far. But those niggas in 1917 that was defending it.
So this goes back to your point you said we were talking about the Bible.
Mm-hmm. It's out of date now.
Okay. Some things, we got better solutions to these problems.
That's why I say, like, even with the Constitution, I believe we should follow it very closely. But they could not have foreseen, just personality-wise, they couldn't have foreseen us being like this. Like, they couldn't have...
You'd use that shit on anybody, though. It's like creed, race, all that stuff.
That's like, it's everything.
The law encompasses everything. It's like, you can't say anything about anybody.
In 1917. They dropped that law in 1917. I guess they did it in secret. Because a lot of people didn't know, Gene. Even in the 60s, they weren't sure about it. But let's keep going.
Oh, my gosh. While it is common for students to be disciplined by school officials for such comments, police and civil rights advocates said it is unusual for students to be arrested for what they say on social media if it does not involve threats, incitement, or a pattern of harassment. Quote, having a racist idea or sharing racist ideas is something that we actually protect, said Emerson Sykes, a senior staff attorney with the ACLU's national chapter. Quote, even if that viewpoint is offensive, even if it's deplorable, we don't want the government making the call about what's okay to say and think and what it's not. But we have limitations on that right. Yeah, I honestly agree with that.
I wonder if they feel the same way about socialism and the spread of it and its ideas. Because I don't want none of that shit being regurgitated. Like full-on communist ideas.
Yeah, there was I showed Doc. What was it, a march in Austin for communism? They had like a big old picture portraits of like Mao.
And I bet you there are a lot of conservatives that were not happy about that.
Yeah,
probably protested them.
They're definitely not happy about that.
But it was their
they still marched.
It was their freedom of speech.
They still were able to march,
and that's my problem. These motherfuckers want. Okay, go ahead, G. I'm sorry, I keep interrupting.
Where was I? Having blah blah blah. Sykes, however, said he believes school officials would be justified in disciplining the student because the Snapchat post interfered with the black student's right to access education.
Wait, okay, what? Why?
Yeah, what do you mean?
What did he say?
What did he say?
He said something then. I ain't gonna lie. He might have said that shit. That boy might have said that shit, boy. Really?
Might have been one of those.
They might have took that boy to jail so his ass didn't get beat.
Fairfield school officials Fairfield school officials. City student privacy rights declined to comment on whether the student was disciplined, but said the student is being held accountable. Judith Medor, whose son Jamar was a target of the Snapchat post, said school officials told her the other student was expelled from school. The Greater Bridgeport NAACP had called for criminal charges for the Snapchat post. It is also calling for an arrest in another incident the following day in which Jamar Medor's brother was called racist slurs in a phone call, said the Rev D. Stanley Lord, president of the NAACP chapter. Police officially said they could not confirm details of the second incident, but are investigating a complaint involving juveniles and a possible racial slur said during a phone call.
Hold on.
Wait,
hold on.
Okay.
How does that investigation go? So you just call everybody up, put them on three-way? So what she say? Did you say that, Judy? Like, what type of investigation is that? Like, you pull up to their house? Do you write down notes on a phone conversation?
You ask them really hard questions, bro. We did it to China. We'll do it to them.
Like, that's wild. The second,
it says they could not confirm details, but
because you can't. That's one of those. Okay, we'll look into it. Wow.
He said no, bro. He didn't do it.
So it was shocking. Blah blah.
He stayed at home from school one day because he didn't feel comfortable. I just had no words when I said I was so confused. He said he never experienced any racism in that school before that too.
I'm worried. I'm still concerned, she said, because we're living in a crazy world where people do all kinds of crazy things you don't know. And since he got expelled, so that's what I'm thinking in the back of my mind about retaliation.
And she didn't even say she wanted him expelled. The mom has nowhere in here said she wanted it. In fact, she seems worried that since he got expelled.
The racist posting comes as the U.S. Supreme Court is weighing whether public schools can discipline students for things they say off campus on social media. The case involves a Pennsylvania high school freshman's swear-filled rant on Snapchat posted while she was at convenience store or being kept on the junior varsity cheerleading squad for another year. She was suspended from the team for a year. It kind of goes to my point, like, it's where I don't know what to be said, like, when people are, as a kid, man, when you get mad at someone, you say some shit because you're trying to hurt their feelings.
Only go.
Like,
did she say she got scared though because the kid got expelled, and now she's worried about retaliation?
Yes.
Let me go back to it.
Yeah, she's like, I'm worried, I'm still concerned, she said, because we're living in a crazy world where people do all kinds of crazy things you don't know. And since he got expelled, so that's what I'm thinking in the back of my mind about retaliation.
She didn't even find out till the kid got expelled. Like they approached them with the information. He didn't even see the post.
She's thinking about the white student who posted it. I think she's worried about retaliation from them. From him.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, is she thinking about retaliation or is she thinking about them retaliating? Yeah, I mean, that's a fair assessment though. Like, she's like, damn, like he got expelled. Like, I mean, if it's bad enough, like, he'll probably retaliate.
I mean, you're ruining his future. Like,
100%.
I guess the question then is whether you believe he actually genuinely is a racist. Should you stop a racist future?
But
hinder a racist future?
Isn't the goal?
But he's a
or the
kid.
hope
Do you believe in changing a racist?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
like, this does not facilitate that. If he's a kid and we're trying to change him into a better way, this instead is at a young age
so my
giving
question
him.
Is,
okay.
Is it the social part that ruins his life, the jail, or the expellation? Because
it's the social aspect. I think at that age that affects him most.
From the school, he'll go to tribunal. He'll either. They didn't say what grade he was in, did they?
Good point. I don't remember.
But my thing is, he'll be back in school. So is it the social thing?
I think it's
like let it follow him. That'll follow him that he did this.
It definitely will follow him. But I think what will affect him more so is the. I mean, everything else definitely weighs, but I think the one thing that'll stick out the most would be the social impact of it at that age.
That's what I was asking because
he's definitely going to get shunned, shamed. He's going to become an outcast now. That's going to be a very, especially in 2021, a very hard label to have. He
might already be though. Like for him to go far enough. Honestly, it depends on what he said.
It depends on what he said. You're right.
If we saw what he said, like it'd be like, he's trying to impress some friends in a really stupid ass way,
or he's just blowing airs,
crazy shit. We're just like, dude, this guy's probably like a trench coat kid. Like, we don't know about this shit. Like he might. 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 just be popping off. He's already in self-exile or something like that.
Because the word that stuck out to me was, the thing that stuck out to me was that it hindered his education. And that means it stopped him, like, whatever was said, they believe could have stopped him.
From wanting to go to school or something?
From going to school.
Yeah.
It's not even the want.
Oh, okay.
From literally going to school. So now I feel like there might have been a physical aspect to it. Because other than that, I just don't see why. There's no words other than a physical threat to this boy's life that I could see being worth a day in jail for a 16-year-old. They said he was 16.
Is this lawyer speak to strengthen the case then?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember when I was in 8th grade, a guy I knew, he created a website that bashed a gay kid in our school.
Dang.
And I remember he got suspended for like a month and a half. And then he had to like apologize publicly and take down like the website and everything like that.
That boy made a website. www.fuckthatkid. That's crazy.
And so everyone was just like, all right, like it kind of washed over after a while, and then like everyone forgot about it. So I would imagine something similar like this would happen, unless, like John said, like he's threatening them directly. Then it's like, we gotta take it seriously, and we actually gotta scare the kid straight a bit.
And honestly speaking, the way the world is now, at first you get like ostracized and all that shit, and he probably will at the school. But if he goes to a new school, 5 years, 6 years later, like if he goes to college in another state, like you're the kid who, that's not gonna happen. It would be rare. Somebody would have to literally know him. He would have to have told them. Like, we don't even know his face right now. We haven't seen his face. You hear me?
Yeah, because it said, where was it? Police did not identify the student who was arrested because of juvenile offender laws. The student also was charged with breach of peace.
What is breach of peace? Can you look that up?
Yeah. What is breach of peace? Breach of peace or disturbing the peace is a legal term used in the constitutional law in English-speaking countries and in a public order sense in the several jurisdictions of the United States, and is a form of disorderly conduct.
Bro, I'm gonna use that shit all the time, man. You talking too loud. You're breaching the peace. Press charges.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I could totally see myself being that guy, just to be an asshole. When I get old, I'm gonna be that grumpy old man. Don't you breach the peace
Kids
now?
are having too much fun.
Don't you breach the peace? You're breaching the peace.
So how was this? It has to be a threat.
It had to have been a threat.
It has to have been a threat. It had to have been a threat.
I just want to know what he said. Cause
me too.
Are they just giving the hammer on something they shouldn't be giving the hammer to?
100%. Even if it was a threat, I still think it's, you know what I'm saying? The threat goes from being harmless to being more real the second you put him in jail and all that stuff, in my opinion. But if you threatened him, the kid needs to learn a lesson of some sort. So, but it's just for me, like, it depends on what he's charged and how many years or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? If they actually take the court
route
seriously, like, yeah, or if it's just
let him know.
Let him sit in jail a couple
Instead of
days.
The hammer, it's just the aura kind of thing. To put in like a anime metaphor.
I don't think the kid's even in jail. They said he was arrested. He's not in jail still. He was arrested and bonded out that same moment, that day, that hour. So, like, at that point, he just has to go to court. And I'm pretty sure the judge is going to be like, oh, you're going to get community service. And you're going to keep it pushing.
This is the AP, by the way, AP News, if people are curious about where this article is from. Because that kind of sounded, and I could be wrong here, a little bit right-leaning. I just clicked on the first one.
Man, I'm just still curious about how many. It's that little girl who fucking won the homecoming. If she got any time, I'm still just curious about that.
That's right, and that's the one we didn't talk about because I was in the podcast where I messed up. Dang, I'll look that up and we can have a short little.
We should have an ongoing bet. John says no time. I say maybe like.
He gets probation. He gets probation or community service.
I don't know if I can make that bet because then I would disagree with John because when he explained it, it made sense. Like, dude, like even a year sounds ridiculous.
Like, think about it. He's not getting any time.
She? He's talking about the girl from the last discussion that we couldn't air because I messed up with the recording.
The one that set up the homecoming?
Oh, same. No time.
Now that's if we would bet. Like I would, because when you explained it, too bad. Man, I wish we didn't mess that up. That was a good explanation you had.
100%.
She's not going to see time. You're right. Like there's no way. If she does, that'll be.
She's gonna plea out for a lesser misdemeanor charge and end up with probation.
They're gonna crucify her, bro. I know it.
Mad community service.
Then we've gone too far in 2021. Then honestly, like, come on now, we gotta chill.
What's up, guys? Thanks for watching a clip of Fake Deep Thinking. If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe, like the clip, leave a comment, and check out our page for more content. Full episodes of Fake Deep Thinking are released every Friday on Podbean, iTunes, and Spotify. Check it out.